Hi everyone, my name is Alinta Krauth. I wish to acknowledge the beautiful land on which this conference is taking place and its ancestral peoples. Thank you for having me, and thank you in particular to Ludwig Weg for organising such great panels today. I am an Australian artist and a researcher who grew up on unceded Yagambeh country. I am now Associate Professor of Digital Culture at the University of Bergen in Norway, but I maintain a strong connection to Australian cultural and creative scenes. Similar to some of you, my work is also seated in post-human creativity and practice, and more recently, animal-computer interaction in wildlife rehabilitation. I research connections between care and craft as parallel practices, alongside wildlife rehabilitators working specifically with flying foxes or fruit bats, who we rescue, rehabilitate, and release back into the wild. I'm currently furthering this research as a Leonardo Imagination Fellow with the help of Leonardo Journal and the ASU Center for Science and the Imagination. And this research was recently shortlisted for the STARTS Prize from Ars Electronica and the European Commission for Arts and Sciences. So I'm very happy that portions of what I'm doing is of interest to the wider community. Firstly, I am so inspired to see here at 4S researchers and particularly early career researchers being connected and concerned with such important issues that affect the future of all peoples. Questions that connect people and cultural production with the environment, with climate, or with more than human creatures and agencies are so vital to how we navigate the Anthropocene. It is through this kind of research that we might discover possibilities for moving beyond a rampant mass consumerist use of the environment and other species, and instead perhaps to move towards a future built on more than humanist nature cultures. But part of doing so is the recognition and discovery of ways in which our practices could be inherently helpful. I grapple with this in my own work, where I consider how objects born from my arts practice can become enrichment items for other species. In these sorts of transdisciplinary research areas that borrow from environmental humanities and creative practices, and often also ethnographic methods, there are certain ways of doing research that I think come to the surface as being highly important in recent years and as echoed in the talks today. One is to document or implement transgressive and sometimes innovative methods, active ways of finding, generating, and imparting knowledge that go beyond traditional Western perspectives of knowledge production. One such way that we do this, that comes through to me very strongly from today's sessions, is by being storytellers, what Van Duren and Bird Rose would call lively ways of researching, through the narrativization of more than human relations. Another such way is through being designers and creators who gift knowledge to the world in material ways. And by gifting knowledge, we also learn that it's okay to perform research with vulnerability. Gifting our practice as knowledge to the world is a vulnerable act, one that can be situated, subjective, and personal. If I could sum up what feels to me like one of the most important undercurrents from this session, and in fact from all of today's talks, and possibly something to think about as you move now into discussion, are the ways in which we use research and practice and our position as researchers and practitioners to show an ethics of care towards non-human beings and more than human worlds. Philosopher Monica Rogowska-Stranzit describes care in this most beautiful way. She essentially calls it an axiomatic ethical condition towards any engagement in life. She says that care seeps into the cracks of every task, revealing our true political feelings. Of course, not everyone has the cultural privilege to be able to take the time, effort, and finances to care about everything through everyday decisions and actions. But care is a privilege that we in the humanities and arts can choose through what we choose to research. I so wish and hope that one day soon we can say that we are moving from the Anthropocene into the Carethropocene. And I highly, highly doubt that this would ever actually be possible for the human species, and there are many very recent incidents in our world that perhaps prove that. But at least for now, the researchers in the room around you and the concepts you are highlighting today are actively aiming towards the potential of a post-human Carethropocene. And in that, there is hope for us as a global community of peoples, of species, and our wider environments. Thank you so much for sharing your invigorating research with each other, and thank you again to Ludwig for sharing all your documents with me so that I may be here purely as a head on a screen. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Please do feel free to reach out to me for comment or to interact. You'll be able to find me by simply searching my name online. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye.